Welcome everyone to a game where we are casting the casters. This is a game between T90Official and we're just going to go ahead and call him Orange. I would call him Dziamdziak, but I don't know how that is supposed to be said. So Orange, so I don't continue to butcher this player's name in the Orange. T90Official playing as the Celts versus Orange Berbers. So we'll see. Are we going to see a lot of Siege? I hope we see a lot of Siege. Siege versus Knights. Siege Monks versus Cheap Knights. This should really be an advantage for the Celts, I would say. But let's see T90Official play this. T90 is ranked just above 2K2. Orange just below 2K2, but T90's been on a losing streak. Not because he's playing bad, but because he's matching up against people like MBL and Mr. Yo and really top-tier players. T90 has really improved his game, and in fact, if I heard correctly, number 3 in the most improved player category that was voted on by some people somewhere, I don't really know, with something like 2.4% of the vote. T90 out here, gonna start chopping some wood over here, and on the other side, Orange doing the same over here. Very open maps, very exposed maps, hills at the front of each person's base. This is not quite as bad. You can maybe protect yourself a little bit, and there's not a good attacking hill here. Well, no, this is. So hills at the front of each person's base, pushing in on each of them. This gold and these berries a little better for Orange, as T90's gold and berries are forward. So that's more what you want to see. Both players pushing in deer, and as you notice, deer or ibex, ibex more specifically in this case, are collected a little faster than sheep. So it's better to let the sheep rot and just send everything to the ibex versus doing it like T90 is over here mathematically. I think. I could be wrong. I do this. This is how I play it, but I think it's better to do it the other way, as this ibex gathers a little faster. Now, bringing in a boar, this seems a little early, and he's just going to shoot it with the town center to save the idle time here. And so this time, see, he's letting the sheep just rot away, losing that extra food. Not really worried about that, not his biggest concern. 4 on wood here, 4 on wood here. It looks like both players are probably looking at a drush with 4 on wood. Drush or archers, and neither of these are really archer civs. So, I mean, both could go archers, but not archer civs. Oh, what is this villager doing? Loom already in. So, the Berber speedy villagers, T90 just tracking this villager. You can't fight it in Dark Age. I'm really confused about this play. This means T90's up a villager, as he hasn't gotten Loom, so he's a villager ahead at this point. Why would you want to do this? Why are you doing this, Orange? As the Berbers rushing forwards with the Vil. Is this Vil gonna like lame some resources? What's going on? No. A forward drush. A forward drush. Now that's gonna be unique, and that's a pre-mill forward drush. What a unique play. I have not seen this. And T90, he's got the mill down. He's just doing eco things and pushing the scout away. But he realizes this drush is coming in. He saw that villager coming forward. He knows what it's for, so he's going to go ahead and wall up his berries. The wood line is pretty far back here. I don't know if Orange has scouted it. So let's see as we try to check out his POV. He is not scouted back there. He does not know. You can see he does not know about that lumber camp back there. Oh, but he might get a field pick here. It's just no, T90's not allowing that to happen at all. And walling in toward berries. And this villager coming forward to try to be even more annoying. This is wild. I have not seen a play like this. Oh, there's a hole. There's a hole. T90's been alerted to it, though. T90's been alerted to it. Loom on the way in. Boom. The scout goes down. The villagers vacate the area before the drush can get here. Orange just laming the food, walling that up, as T90 not going for a drush at all. Not going for a drush at all. He's going to make men-at-arms, I think, out of this. Right? Men-at-arms. Has to be men-at-arms. But in that case, he should be, beginning to make that. Coming over here with this speedy Berber villager to lame this side. Not on the way to feudal age at all. heading around looking for the wood line. And guess what? This map's wide open. There's no wood lines to find. Orange looking for a wood line. He can't find a wood line. T90 making up for the missing food by just pushing in some food. And T90, he's got a militia. He's making another one. Those are going to be upgraded to man-at-arms. He's going to push the stretch back. This is going to be annoying, though. Later in the game, this will be hassle and annoyance. But T90, he's gone out to this gold mine. Going to go ahead and wall those villagers in. And a minute ahead to feudal age. I really don't like this play on Arabia when you're this far apart. They're not close at all on the map. So I don't like this play by Dziamdziak at all. And T90 just fighting with the villager and the scout, and he's got his militia here. And they're about to be very speedy Celt militia, turning into man-at-arms very soon. T90 taking as few hits on that scout as possible, dropping the archery range. Didn't even see he was out here on wood as well. Dropping the archery range, you can see same deal over here, except a minute later. So idle TC time, very similar for both, as it's been very messy, but T90 ahead in on his way to the next stage, and now he's got men-at-arms. No, just keeping them as militia, rushing forwards, pushing these militia away with his villagers as archers are on the way out already for T90Official, whereas Dziamdziak just now reaching the feudal age as Berbers. Berbers, what are you going to do with Berbers? Nothing. That's the answer. Nothing. I'm going to make a house. That's all that Dziamdziak is doing. T90 popping out this archer to keep these militia at bay. And this was a weird play. I've not seen a play like this to bring the villager all the way forward, to lame the resources, and just do this was strange to me. And I don't think it's worked out, as the men-at-arms do come in. I keep switching my sides. I need to, yeah, I'm getting confused. Ah, no walls, just all this idle time. Might even get some villager kills. Eco KD. T90 already has one villager kill. Not getting one right now. Doesn't appear. Oh, two villager kills. Gets another villager kill. Will he get a third? No more villager kills. Just two villager kills. But T90, he's got 1 archer. He's just a bit ahead on the archer production. He's just a bit ahead in the eco now. Although the idle TC time isn't looking great for T90, as this has been a mess. Constructing the blacksmith to get fletching out. You don't want to move across the map with your archers before fletching. I mean, you can if you know that you're not going to get attacked by a scout, because T90's killed that scout already. And if you also know that you're going to get fletching by the time you get to the opponent's base and do some damage, the fletching you need before you fight, not before you move across the map, before you fight. So if the opponent has a scout out, you want to get 3 archers with fletching before you move across, 2 to 3 archers. Otherwise, the scout can pick them off, but in this case, that's not what we're going to see. T90, he's got 2 archers at home, constantly producing, fletching. Coming in, he's going to push these militia away. 2 archers coming in, however, from Dziamdziak. And T90, he's got a skirmisher out already. The skirmisher can go fight those 2 archers. Fletching in, armor's not in for either person. Fletching now in for orange, our orange player here. T90 just circling around, going right back to the wood line. All these weak villagers. You know T90's got to be checking that. Check T90. Check the villagers. Yeah, that's a weak one. That's a weak one. And come on. That's what? That's a dead one. Archer's getting pushed away by the villagers, but again, this is idle time. Now, T90, he's got idle time too, as he was forced off of his gold briefly, and he's forced off of this. Oh, this is bad. T90 is not paying attention back there. Loses 2 villagers. So the Eco KD 5-2, and this is just messy. This is really messy. What a game. There's fights, little fights happening all over the place. These militia going for more kills. T90 has not noticed this yet. Okay, now he sees it. He pushes them away. He's not afraid at all. He didn't need to lose any villagers, but he lost both of those because he didn't see that happening back there. So he was microing here, trying not to lose anything. So a 6-2 KD ratio on the villagers, but only a 2 villager lead, as T90 has had 2 minutes and 8 seconds of idle DC time. Bumping back in with these 2 militia is another Vil kill. T90, pay attention. Pay attention. they shouldn't be getting villager kills pushed away. He's got 2 vills here. He can fight this back. These are weak militia. You can fight it. Coming over with a skirmisher. 8 to 11 military. Dziamdziak has the military lead. T90 coming back home. And you can see the orange just streaming across the map. It's T90. He's forced into skirmishers. You don't want to go skirmishers in an archer fight because skirmishers cost food. That means your opponent will get to Castle Age before you, more likely than not. Okay, trying to protect this area. He's just dropped the tower so he doesn't have to focus on this area. Hasn't cleaned up these militia yet. They're still back here. They've killed another villager. This is just, well, not since these 2 and the 3rd one and there, but just constantly being here, constantly being annoying. Now, T90 has a similar military. He can push this back, but he's going to lose a villager. This is going to be 1, 2, 3 villagers. 1. Come on. Oh, 1. And 2. It's going to be 3 villagers down for T90. Good play by Dziamdziak, and he's able to just juke around these walls and get out a little bit, and these militia just being annoying, not actually doing anything. T90 heading across the map with his military, meeting Dziamdziak's military on a hill. So T90, this is fine, but it's not, you can't just patrol into that fight. You got to pay attention to what you're doing. T90 tries to push him back here. T90 getting wheelbarrow. That's a sign that he has a lot of farms and that he's thinking probably about the next stage. T90 said he used to never get wheelbarrow before he was on the way up to maybe Castle Age, but you can't get it on the way up, but right before, right after. Now you see he's been having some coaching sessions with Miguel, and Miguel told him, these extended feudal ages, when you're putting down farms, you want to go ahead and get your wheelbarrow upgrade. Whereas Dziamdziak, similar situation, 14 farms versus 12 farms, no wheelbarrow coming in for him. So he's actually pretty far ahead in the vill number. That's not good, T90. You really got to get back on this vill production. With the 6-6 villager KD, T90 is pressuring now, though. Skirmishers and an archer to do a little bit extra damage, just pressuring, making this eco a mess. Neither person has a clean eco at all, by any means in this situation, as T90 finally cleans up this area of the map. A 27-18 KD ratio for T90. He's wrecking in the micro battles, but behind in the economy. There's a scout. The archer was picked off. The scout comes out and cleans everything up. Skirmishers are nothing for these scouts. T90, he's going to be clicking up on the way to the next stage, whereas Dziamdziak, he's getting closer, but not there at all. But yet, as the KD gets closer, T90 finding another place to hit. He's going to get a vill kill. He's got to get a vill kill. He's got 4, right? Come on, T90. Got to get a vill. Yep, gets a vill. But now you really got to get out of here. Skirmishers, archers, scouts pushing across at you. T90, horse collar on the way. Whereas horse collar not in yet for Dziamdziak. This seems like a lot of farms to not have horse collar. So this is something I'll need to remember. Don't worry so much about horse collar right at the beginning. You want to get it when you can, but don't worry about it before your farms. Get the farms, get the food out, and get horse collar before you start replanting a bunch of farms. So that first wave of farms you can go ahead and do without horse collar. But scouts coming in, and okay, there's a tree there. There's an invisible tree that I can't see, but you can see the outline of it there. I was thinking there's been a hole there the whole time. Dziamdziak looking for some damage with his scouts. As T90 moves across the map, and these houses are annoying. If you're on patrol, you'll just stop and shoot the house, alerting the opponent and slowing down your push. Oh, I missed this. An archer army in the middle of T90's base. See these walls, and these walls are just throwing me off. As T90 gets in on the wood line, though, so both players going to be losing some villagers. One down there, and there was one down there for T90. Some archer losses there for T90. I don't think that was a villager. Pushing that away. I think that's 2 villagers at least. Could have been 3 down. The Eco KD 9-7. So 9-7. These scouts, they're not going to do anything, as there is a skirmisher inside. But along with the archers, that might be a problem with T90 in the Castle Age, getting Bodkin arrow for his archers and skirms, as he has an advantage in that. No, he doesn't. The military numbers are in favor of Dziamdziak. So T90, I think he needs to really think about transitioning into some siege and getting out. Yes, getting out of there. He's going crossbowman. Crossbowman on the way in for T90. He's going to have a nice time advantage here. As he gets crossbowman, he gets bodkin. He has a military advantage now. Not in the numbers, but in the power of the military. As crossbowman bodkin is going to be in just a second. So T90 can clean this force up no problem, even though it looks like that force is better. T90's got the upgrade advantage. Got the tech advantage to be able to push this back, but that's not going to stop. The extra range isn't stopping Dziamdziak as he just wipes up T90's crossbowmen with these skirmishers, sending that army away from here. And T90 cleaning up this attack, but so many units just to clean up 2 archers just standing around. This has been an absolutely messy game. 3 minutes and 56 seconds of idle TC time for T90, whereas only a minute 48 for Dziamdziak, who's 6 villagers ahead and adding a second TC. So is T90 though. He wants to get some wood control lockdown. This locks down this area and this area pretty well. Just gives the villagers somewhere to hide in, something to shoot back at the opponent. As Elite Skirmisher is in for Dziamdziak, pushing in with the Elite Skirm and Knights. This is the combo that I love to see personally. When the opponent goes archers, you open Elite Skirm, go into Knights. Elite Skirm and Knights. Now, on the other side, you've got Monks already on the way up for T90. No Siege Workshop, but you know what he's going for. It's the Celts. You need to be making siege. Now, T90 also has Elite Skirm, and as he sees Elite Skirm from the opponent, he should be thinking about going heavier into the Skirmishers. He doesn't have Elite Skirm. He converted one. What am I saying? Just continuing on with... He's not making anything. No unit production, whereas over here we see unit production. A lot more villagers, 8 eco lead for Dziamdziak as he's flanking in on this side now. He knows the stones here. He knows the golds here. He knows the armies over on this side. Flanking both sides. Now the siege workshop coming down for T90. He's got to get some mangonels out. He's really fallen behind in this game against a player that he's just a little better than not enough where this isn't, this is a good matchup between these two players. Fairly even matchup. But T90, he's just trying to keep himself safe. He's got to hop inside the town center. He's not... Okay, he notices. Hops inside the town center. Pushes these skirmishers away. Gets some damage in on the knights. Now, these knights don't have the +2 armor, which really makes the difference. Town center's doing 7 attack. And these knights have 3 pierce armor. If you move that up... Oh! 2 conversions for T90. That's absolutely massive as this skirm army just gets cleaned up. Send them back. But skirmishers coming in, knights coming in. Just every time you turn around, more units in for Dziamdziak. Now T90. He's going to get this TC down, blocking down this area. He's playing an open boom. Because that's what Arabia gives you these days. Walls have been nerfed and nerfed and nerfed, nerfed and nerfed. So... an open boom on an open Arabia, as Arabia has been opened up more and more as well. So this is what you're left with. Open boom. As T90 tries to recover in the eco, I don't think he realizes how far back his eco is from his opponent. I don't think he realizes that he has 8 minutes of collective TC idle time at this point. I don't think he knows this stuff quite. It's hard to keep track in these messy games of quite how messy your eco's been. And of the fact that you're down 11 villagers, even though you have a spare town center. T90 hasn't seen what Dziamdziak is doing. He has no idea. He hasn't been over there. He's seen knights, he's seen skirmishers, but he hasn't really seen the base of Dziamdziak since the Castle Age. He's got scorpions out, though, so he's pretty safe. This army can't do anything anymore. Need the knights, but the knights, they have to watch out for the monks. Now, there's 4 monks. There's only 4 monks. That's a good number when there's only 4 knights, though. 4 monks, 5 knights. Now the 3rd town center for Dziamdziak, as he sees that T90 has that many. Oh! These monks are not where you want to be. But not being micro, just watching the lack of ballistics. Okay, he sees, he comes in. Doink! One monk down. Now there's only 3. And he's going to go for this one. Don't think he's going to get it. It's T90. Does a little juke. Oh, he gets it just before that monk jumps into the town center. But 2 knights, they'll clean all of these skirmishers up. So is that worth it? I think, I don't know. But then knights back over here. I missed a lot of this. There's some dead villagers. Knights are here, forcing everyone inside, and these villagers are just bugging out. They tried to get inside the town center, and they can't. There's a little wall in the way. I don't know why, but somebody built a wall there, and now they can't get home. As these skirmishers all cleaned up. Now the knight almost dead, but T90, he's tired of these raids. He's putting down outposts, putting down houses for vision. He wants to see this all coming in as the Mangonel is out, but this Mangonel comes out in the face of knights. But there's a monk, so he's going to lose a knight. Surely, yes, he loses a knight, but T90 is going to lose some villagers. And that monk goes down, so no more conversions from that guy. And however, he doesn't go in after that Mangonel. I would have loved to see him going after that, but he thinks better of it, moves around, moves away, just testing different areas, trying to idle the eco of T90 as much as possible, and it's working at 50% eco efficiency, worker efficiency over the last minute for T90, as Dziamdziak just gets further ahead in eco, really not too much further, I guess, but further ahead and keeping the eco of T90 idle. And back in on this town center, now he's got +2 armor. He's all over this. Villagers, gonna go down. The Berber play is so nice here. T90 needs more monks. He needs pikemen. He's transitioning into spearmen. Okay, so T90 agrees. He's going to go into spearmen. He's going to drop some barracks. Yep, dropping more barracks. Going into the units that he needs. T90 still has the better KD, but the eco KD 15 to 9. This is what I like to see with knights against crossbows. You just get on the eco all the time, here and there, and as soon as the crossbows show up, run away. Go find somewhere to hide. Now, this is not a good place to hide. This just means you're going to die. But the knights, as soon as your army's over there, the knights back in over here, dropping more villagers. 16 to 9 kill-death ratio. And these are spearmen. They can't fight the knights yet. Spearmen don't do enough against knights. And T90 knows that. He jumps on that. However, he's going to... No conversion there. More knights in. This doesn't look good for T90. As he just can't get control of his base. This is the problem with going for such a wide open boom on this new open Arabia. Look, you can't go for an open boom and crossbowmen when you're not pushing the opponent's base. The knights will always keep you at home. If the knight player plays this right, they can keep you at home. Now here come the pikemen. Dziamdziak, he's transitioning onto stone. I think we're going to see camel archers here after a while. If we get to that point where Dziamdziak, his army now can't really fight these Celt speedy pikemen. They are some really strong units. You don't want to fight them. But back over here, they're slow. And since T90 spread so thin with one section of eco here, one section here, and one section here, he's just finding different places to hit, running away as soon as the knights come in. 23 to 9 villager KD ratio, and about that many ahead. Actually, 26 villagers ahead for Dziamdziak. Now T90, he wants to even the score a bit. He's got pikemen defending at home, and here come the crossbows. They're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. No, missing shots. Oh, that's tough. Ballistics is such a necessary upgrade. Without ballistics, that would have been 5 villagers probably with ballistics instead just 2, I think, or 3, whatever it was. But Dziamdziak back in over here, and now he's going to run away. No, he's just going to go ahead and take this. There's a lot of vills for the taking here. He's just going to go ahead and take this. Losing a knight, but it doesn't matter. He just comes in, snipes that monk, so he can't get any more. T90 can't get a monk mass because every time he tries to get a monk mass, they just get picked off over and over and over. And this monk just walking here exposed. Now those knights are dead. These knights are going to be dead. He should get out of here with those. But as soon as those, look at that, back in the front. He's back in on the other side. Losing another knight, yeah, T90's getting a ton of conversions. Let's see if we can see that. Conversions, desertions. I don't know where that's at. Okay. Can't find it. But 16 minutes of idle TC time for T90. 32 to 13 Bill KD as these crossbowmen. I don't know where they went. I think they got cleaned up. They don't seem to be on the map at all. They're dead. Dziamdziak adding a 4th town center to lock down this gold, I guess, as he's just pressuring, just keeps on pushing. Now, these pikemen are pretty deadly, but just chasing around. They're too slow. Pikemen against knights, yeah, they wreck them if they get the fight. They don't get the fight all that often. And Dziamdziak, 653 stone. I think we ought to see a castle in the middle of the map, or maybe even forward. I would love to see just a safe castle to lock down the center portion of the map with the hills, something like that, something like here, maybe protecting this gold, or even delete some houses and place it here, protecting this gold and the kind of the front of your farming eco. But instead, it's another town center. Dziamdziak doesn't quite have the stone T90. He's getting there himself, but the knights just looking, probing, looking for areas to attack. T90 now has enough pikemen. He's got his whole base locked down. He's tired of this. He's putting a castle here. That'll start shooting down some of these palisade walls. And Dziamdziak, he agrees with me. He's putting down a nice center of the map castle to take map control. Neither person looking at Imperial Age just yet. They're just looking at locking down some map control. This castle unlocks the Camel Archer for Dziamdziak. The Camel Archer will end the pikemen's reign of terror. What's T90 going to go into? I don't know. T90 just looks like he's going pikemen, and boom. But he's 40 villagers behind. Does he know that he's 40 villagers behind? Does he realize he's had 20 minutes of idle TC time? Surely he knows that it hasn't been nice, it hasn't been pretty, hasn't been clean. He's getting walls in. He wants to make this a little more linear. He is sick of this mess, and he's got to get this gold, as you know, this gold is running low. And let's see, where was his other gold? His other gold seems to have been used up. Seems to be gone now. Dziamdziak pushing in with scorpions, and no camel archers on the way just yet. And imp. Okay, I underestimate how fast you can get to Imperial Age when you just idle your military production for just a few seconds, almost up to Imperial Age with 1,500, 1,300 in the bank. This is going to be a crazy push. As T90, he's closing in on Imp. He's just holding for Imp, and he wants to get to Imp, but he can't fight this. He has to go back. Because his pikemen will get wrecked. He wants to head out here. Oh, I don't think T90 knows about this castle. Okay, but he doesn't want to head out too far. Dziamdziak in Imp. T90 just clicked up. Going into Cavalier. He's just going to try to overpower T90, but the Camel Archer's on the way as well. So this is just going to be a push of overwhelming power that'll be followed up with a unit that T90 won't be ready for. As T90 tries to get up. Oh, that's a nice castle, just kind of giving more map control in the middle of T90's base. Doesn't actually deny any vital resources, as T90 has plenty of wood for now on these sides of his base, but just that center portion of the map, so good for Dziamdziak. As he goes in for another castle, he wants to end T90's hopes and dreams in this game. But does T90 realize there's Dziamdziak? He doesn't realize there's a castle already there. This tower, I think this is a doubt castle. I think this is so bad. This is not what you want to see. Dziamdziak, you're not this far ahead. You can't be saying, get out of my game. You can't do this. This is going to get denied. This is going up. What? Okay. Alright, so you can't just stop a castle when they 30 villagers. And he only lost a few there. Now he has the center of T90's base locked down, taking out his Imp TC. Oh, that's so bad. T90 desperately trying to save that TC. He's got villagers there. He's taking the fights as the Camel Archers are massing up somewhere. Just 3, they're not massing up at all. Dziamdziak just going heavy into Cavalier, trying to overpower. Imp, so close. 12, 10, 9, 8, 7. I think gets Imperial Age 3, 2, 1, Imperial Age, and one more hit from that, and it goes down. So that was so close, as the town center is now down. But T90, he's not quite dead in this game. He feels. Because he hasn't given up, but he's lost full control. Okay, I take it back. He knows he's dead. He calls the GG. He's frustrated with that one. You gotta realize that's a frustrating game. That's just not what you want to see as Celts versus Berbers to just get outplayed by Knights. But you can't go 3 TC boom on an open map without pushing the opponent, without keeping the pressure on the opponent. You can't defend with no walls, no units, nothing. You can't just make villagers. Crossbowmen aren't going to cut it against Knights as on an open map as the Knights spread out and find different places to attack. You got a wall up or something. You can see T90 60 APM, Dziamdziak 80 APM. So let's check out some other statistics. And in the military, we see that in the end of the game, 218 to 132 KD ratio. The economy, this is big, better the whole way through for Dziamdziak, as well as the relic gold with 4 relics, picking those up in the middle of such a messy game. Very well played. T90, he had a better macro strategy, somehow just getting through the first couple ages, but it didn't matter. He got to here, and once he got to there, things got very bad for him. The APM stats, you can see those. If we return to the map and we look at this right here, this is where the game was. These constant raids. Come in here, come in here, come in here, 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 here. Knights always pressuring base. That's what won Dziamdziak the game, even though he was pushing knights right into pikemen and monks. He won the game anyway. Let's see what the conversions versus desertions, as it's called in this. So that'd be in the military conversions. 9 conversions and a higher military, but it just wasn't enough. And this is what you do with knights. If you're a knight player, you don't want to just ball up your knights and take a big fight. You want to be all over the map. You've got your speed, so use it. Knights are very effective on open maps like that, where you keep the opponent from walling up. Just keep them open. Don't take a fight. Just spread out and get those vill numbers down, where you can eventually just take a fight in the end and just overwhelm.